welcome back to another day of the Sutta Day. This is day 9. We're going to be going on to the second story in book 1 of Ekanpata, stories from the Jataka, or stories of the Buddha's former births. This is another translation, ancient translation by Robert Chalmers, the Vanupatha Jataka, also known as the story, the sandy track. So let's begin. Untiring, deep they dug. This discourse was delivered by the Blessed One whilst he was dwelling at Savatthi. About whom, you ask? About a brother who gave up persevering. Tradition says that whilst the Buddha was dwelling at Savatthi, there came to Jetavana a scion of a Shavathi family, who on hearing a discourse by the master realized that lusts breed suffering, and was admitted to the first stage of the brotherhood. After 5 years passed in preparing for admission to full brotherhood, when he had learned 2 summaries and had trained himself in the method of insight, he obtained from the master a theme for meditation, which commended itself to him. Retiring to a forest, he passed there the rainy season. But for all his striving during the 3 months, he could not develop a glimmer or an inkling of insight. So the thought came to him. The master said there were 4 types of men, and I must belong to the lowest of all. In this birth, methinks, there is neither path nor fruit for me. What good shall I do by living in the forest? Back to the master I will go, and live my life beholding the glories of the Buddha's presence and listening to his sweet teachings. And back again to Jetvana he came. Now his friends and intimates said, Sir, it was you who obtained from the master a theme for meditation, and departed to live the solitary life of a sage. Yet here you are back again, going about enjoying fellowship. Can it be that you have won the crown of brother's vocation, and that you will never know rebirth? Sirs, as I won neither path nor fruit, I felt myself doomed to futility, and so gave up persevering and came back. You have done wrong, sir, in shewing a faint heart when you had devoted yourself to the doctrine of the dauntless master. Come, let us bring you to the Buddha's notice. And they took him with them to the master. When the master became aware of their coming, he said, Brethren, you bring with you this brother against his will. What has he done? Sir, after devoting himself to so absolutely true a doctrine, this brother has given up persevering in solitary life of a sage, and has come back. Then said the master to him, Is it true, as they say, that you, brother, have given up persevering? It is true, Blessed One, but how comes it that, after devoting yourself to such a doctrine, you, brother, should be the one to show yourself not a man desiring little, contented, solitary, and determined, but a man lacking perseverance? Was it not you who were so stout-hearted in bygone days? Was it not by you single-handed, thanks to your perseverance, that in a sandy desert the men and the oxen belonging to a caravan of 500 carts got water and were cheered? And how is it that now you are giving in? The words suffice to give heart to the brother. Hearing this talk, the brethren asked the Blessed One, saying, Sir, the present faint-heartedness of this brother is clear to us, but hidden from us is the knowledge of how. By the perseverance of this single man, the men and oxen got water in a sandy desert and were cheered. This is known only to you, who are omnipotent. Pray tell us about it. Hearken then, brethren, said the Blessed One, and having excited their attention, he made clear the thing that rebirth had concealed from them. Once upon a time, when Brahmadatta was king in Benares and Kasi, the Bodhisattva was born into a trader's family. When he was grown up, he used to travel about trading with 500 carts. On one occasion, he came to a sandy wilderness 60 leagues across, the sand of which was so fine that when grasped, it slipped through the fingers of the closed fist. As soon as the sun goes up, it grew as hot as a bed of charcoal embers, and nobody could walk upon it. Accordingly, those traversing it used to take firewood, water, oil, rice, and so forth on their carts, and only traveled by night. At dawn, they used to arrange their carts in a circle to form a langar, with an awning spread overhead, and after an early meal used to sit in the shade all day long. When the sun went down, they had their evening meal, and so soon as the ground became cool, they used to yoke their carts and move forward. Traveling on this desert was like voyaging over the seas. A desert pilot, as he was called, had to convey them over by knowledge of the stars. And this was the way in which our merchant was now traveling that wilderness. When he had only some 7 more miles before him, he thought to himself, "Tonight will see us out of this sandy wilderness." So after they had their supplies, he ordered the wood and water to be thrown away, and joking his cart set out on the road. In the front cart sat the pilot upon a couch, looking up to the stars in the heavens and directing the course thereby. But so long had he been without sleep that he was tired out and fell asleep, with the result that he did not mark that the oxen had turned round and were retracing their steps. All night the oxen kept on their way, but at dawn the pilot woke up and, observing the disposition of the stars overhead, shouted out, "Turn the carts round, turn the carts round." And as they turned the carts round and were forming them into line, the day broke. "Why, this is where we camped yesterday," cried the people of the caravan. "All of our wood and water is gone, and we are lost." So saying, they unyoked their carts and made a langar, and spread the awning overhead. Then each man flung himself down into despair beneath his own cart. Thought the Bodhisattva to himself, "If I give in, every single one will perish." So he ranged to and fro, and while it was still early and cool, until he came on a clump of kuso grass. "This grass," thought he, "can only have grown up here thanks to the presence of water underneath." So he ordered a spade to be brought and a hole to be dug at that spot. 60 cubits down they dug, till at a depth the spade struck on a rock, and everyone lost heart but the Bodhisattva. I'm sure this means bodhisattva, but it's spelled bodhisattva. Feeling sure there must be water under that rock, descended into the hole and took his stand upon the rock. Stooping down, he applied his ear to it and listened. Catching the sound of water flowing beneath, he came out and said to a serving lad, "My boy, if you give in, we shall all perish. So take heart and courage. Go down into the hole with this iron sledgehammer and strike the rock." Obedient to his master's bidding, the lad, resolute where all others had lost heart, went down and struck the rock. The rock which had dammed the stream split asunder and fell in. Up rose the water in their hole till it was as high as a palm tree, and everybody drank and bathed. Then they chopped up their spare axles and yokes and other surplus gear, cooked their rice and ate it, and fed their oxen. And as soon as the sun set, they hoisted a flag by the side of the well and traveled on to their destination. There they bartered away their goods for twice and 4 times their value. With the proceeds, they returned to their own home, where they lived out the term of their life and in the end passed away to fare thereafter according to their deserts. Their deserts. The Bodhisattva, too, after a life spent in charity and other good works, passed away likewise to fare according to his deserts. Just deserts, I suppose. When the Supreme Buddha had delivered this discourse, he, the all-knowing one himself, uttered this stanza. Untiring, deep they dug that sandy track, till in the trodden way they water found. So let the sage in perseverance strong flag not nor tire until his heart find peace. This discourse ended. He preached the 4 truths at the close, whereof the faint-hearted brother was established in the highest fruit of all, which is arahantship. Having told these 2 stories, the master established the connection, linking them both together, and identified the birth by saying, this faint-hearted brother of today was in those days the serving lad who, persevering, broke the rock and gave water to all the people. The Buddha's followers were the rest of the people of that caravan, and I myself was their leader. Thank you for listening, everyone. May everyone be well.